100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Hello and welcome to Cardiff. After having worked on the first traffic wave of the day, ground staff is now just as busy with the second. Winter is still showing its very mild side, which eases the workload of the winter services, although de-icing is still required for the safety of flight operations. Over at the terminal we have an Aerojet 100 of SM Brussels Airlines getting ready for its return flight to Brussels. The last luggage is right now being loaded and the pushback truck is about to pull up and get ready for pushback as soon as the aircraft has been de-iced. Arriving right now and pulling into the ramp is this ERJ 145 of Swiss International Airlines that only recently has taken up this new route connecting Cardiff with Basel. The crew will have a little under 1 hour for the turnaround before its scheduled departure at 25 minutes past 8 in the morning. A little over half an hour ago, this 757-200 of Monarch arrived from Tenerife. The last pieces of luggage are still being offloaded, while the aircraft will be sitting here on the tarmac for quite some time before its next flight will be bringing the aircraft to Palma de Mallorca, which is scheduled for 1:45 in the afternoon. Marlev has sent one of their Fokker 70 aircraft for this morning's rotation between Cardiff and the Hungarian capital of Budapest. The aircraft is right now being de-iced, so it will shortly be ready for pushback. Next to the Marlev we have a 737-300 of EasyJet Go, which has been pulled over here after having been in for maintenance overnight. The first scheduled flight after its return into service will bring the aircraft to Copenhagen. Now, before we head out into the field, it's time for the news. EasyJet Go withdrawal. The airline is starting its preparations to close its Cardiff base, with staff being offered relocation to other EasyJet locations. Air Dolomiti disappointed in traffic numbers. After only having operated to Cardiff for about a month, the airline voiced its disappointment in traffic numbers, opening up for speculations regarding a possible route closure. New airlines arrive. Turkish carrier SunExpress will open a new route to Antalya, and Luxor announces a new route to Luxembourg. Ryanair complains about airport fees. We do not believe the airport fees at Cardiff Airport reflect the value of the service provided to Ryanair. British Airways announces plans to expand its current maintenance facilities at Cardiff. This will enable the BA maintenance base at Cardiff Airport to take on maintenance of the British Airways widebody fleet. Which aircraft types exactly will be maintained at Cardiff wasn't revealed yet. Spanner investigation. Investigators revealed during a press briefing that faulty ILS equipment could not be ruled out as a contributing factor for the incident involving an Airbus A321 of Spanair. Following last month's scrutiny over faulty safety equipment at Cardiff Airport, the airport management was able to unveil the newly installed and refurbished ILS systems at the airport. We can't comment on possible safety issues of the airport's ILS system in the past due to the ongoing investigation, but we are very pleased to be able to unveil our new state-of-the-art system that will ensure safe operations at the airport for many years to come. Excavation works continue with full steam ahead. The construction process of the new terminal expansion remains ahead of schedule thanks to mild temperatures. Taxiing past the remote stands right now is this Aer Lingus A320, which has just arrived from Dublin. The aircraft will stay here in Cardiff for about 1 hour before its return flight to Ireland. Then we have the 737-800 of Travel Service, which has been hired in by Monarch to operate flights from Cardiff to Chambéry, bringing Welsh ski enthusiasts to the French Alps. Right now, luggage is being loaded while passengers are boarding the aircraft. Boarding has also started at this Airbus A320-200 of Dutch low-cost carrier V-Bird. Catering is delivering some last items while the crew tries to get passengers to speed up boarding procedures, as the aircraft already is delayed by 30 minutes and the aircraft will still need to be de-iced. Then we have this little CRJ-200 of Eurowings. Engines have just been shut down after the aircraft arrived from Düsseldorf, and the bus that will bring passengers to the terminal is just pulling up. At 8 o'clock in the morning, the aircraft is scheduled to return to Germany. Taxiing towards runway 30 is this Boeing 737-200 of Ryanair that, just like the Aer Lingus, is flying between Cardiff and Dublin today. The question, of course, is now how long will this still be a common sight here at the airport now that the airline and the airport are in an open disagreement regarding airport fees. And now let's head over to our furthest remote stance and the maintenance area. Blasting down runway 30 is the 737-400 of British Airways, which will be bringing passengers from Cardiff to London Gatwick this morning. The wide-body cargo stand is currently being occupied by this Airbus A330-200 of an unknown operator. The aircraft arrived yesterday from Madrid, but its next destination, let alone its departure time, is still not known. The aircraft is however being refueled and a SUV has pulled up to the plane, so departure might be planned soon. The only cargo plane at the airport grounds at the moment is this Tu-204 of TNT, which came in early this morning. First cargo is now being loaded for its return flight to Liège, which is scheduled for 20 minutes past 11 in the morning. Good news for all aspiring pilots, as Cardiff Pilot School has opened its offices at the airport and is teaching future pilots the basics of flying on this little Cessna 172. Over at BA Maintenance, a Avrojet 100 is being pulled into the hangar. The aircraft was scheduled to operate the first morning flight to London Heathrow, but due to engine issues the flight had to be cancelled and the aircraft will now go in for a thorough inspection, which is something this ERJ-145 just came out of. It will now remain here until its return into service with a flight to Aberdeen. A sad side remains the A321 of Spanair. The airline has, after having inspected the aircraft, decided that the aircraft will be scrapped once it's been released by the AAIB. Now with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. If you liked the video, then hit that like button, and if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe. With that, see you in the next episode of Cardiff.